Hello, I'm Lauren Green, and you are in the Strategy Room. We are officially now in the final full week until Election Day on November 8th, and Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton is at the center of yet another scandal involving deleted emails that were uncovered over the weekend on former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop, which was shared with wife and longtime Clinton aide Huma Abedin. FBI Director James Comey issued the October surprise on Friday and now has launched an investigation into these 650,000 emails or messages that might be involved in the Clinton email investigation. Well, joining me now to talk are Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor Ellen Ratner and Vice President of the Manhattan Republican Party, Brian Morgenstern. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So, Brian, I'm going to start with you because the FBI recovered the laptop because they were investigating a different case against Anthony Weiner. People in New York kind of know about this. He was sexting or sexting a 15-year-old and some other issues. So they found this link. So explain more about what this really means.
What happened was, in a separate investigation, they found in metadata that there were emails coming from Clinton's server, which means that was outside the scope of what they were already investigating, meaning they had to go back for permission to investigate for this additional purpose, which is now what they're doing. Now, in terms of Comey coming forward and announcing the investigation is reopened or it's, popping its head back up, my understanding is that was in connection with his testimony before Congress about this investigation, where he was either ordered or agreed that he would supplement the record if there were any further developments, because at that point he said, this investigation essentially is over.
Right.
Now he knows it's not.
Because when they found the metadata that links sort of governmental kinds of emails,
right,
they basically had to reopen it, and he had to tell Congress.
Right. I mean, that seems to have been him fulfilling his obligation. And if we think about the alternative in this situation, now Team Clinton is dropping a nuke on the head of Jim Comey, saying this is totally his fault, this is a partisan hackery and everything else. Had he not disclosed this, Election Day comes and goes, and then, surprise, the email investigation is still going.
It would have been worse had he held back after the election.
Right, and so the contrary argument is that it's better for democracy, apparently, to conceal a criminal investigation of a presidential candidate. That doesn't hold a lot of water.
Okay, Ellen, I'm sure you've been watching and reading over the weekend what's been going down about this. What does this mean now? What is your take?
Well, first of all, my take is that Huma could have said, you can look at the emails, as well as Anthony Weiner could have said it, and they wouldn't have had to go to court. But secondly, I think that FBI Director Comey went with this because he was getting some pressure and perhaps some leaks from some other sides. So I think he didn't have a choice whether he wanted to or not. But thirdly, I'm not sure that is going to change anybody's mind in either direction, really. Some of the polls have been showing, but they're not, we don't know yet. I think that if you're in the Hillary camp, you're in the Hillary camp. If you are in the Trump camp, you're in there, and I don't think this makes a darn bit of difference.
Brian, this is interesting because it's an unpredictable factor, but Trump is really using this against Hillary. I mean, he's really on about this is the mother lode, this is the big one, folks. These revelations that coming from Comey, I mean, you said, he would be, be between a rock and a hard place, really. He had to do it. But what are your thoughts about how this might affect the campaign if Trump really uses it to his advantage, which he's starting to do?
Well, so now both campaigns are claiming some kind of, sort of wind at their backs. The Dems are claiming that, they're really, have enthusiasm now because people are so terrified by the prospect of a Trump presidency that they're worried that this could actually sway people, and now the Dems are going to come out and vote when they may have already thought it was in the bag. On the other side, Trump is saying, look at this, they're going to get her, we're going to have a constitutional crisis, we have to end this corruption, and we can't have a president under criminal investigation. So let's, nip this in the bud and elect me instead. So honestly, both campaigns are crowing about it. I've seen conflicting reports about a third of voters saying this could influence their vote. I saw another poll come out that was partially included after this information came out. It included some data from that period of time suggesting maybe it hasn't changed. So, maybe more data over the coming days will give us a clearer picture.
Ellen, I'm interested to get your final thoughts on this because it seems as though each candidate has their sort of Achilles heel or their sort of moment where this could really shake things up. Trump had, the locker room talk. Now Clinton has the October surprise of the emails. How do you think this will affect the election for Clinton personally if she is indeed elected on November 8th?
Well, first of all, you know, something like 20 or 30% of people have already voted. So you already have at least 1 out of every 5 people who's going to vote has already voted. I'm not sure this affects it in any way, shape, or form. I think that if you're with Hillary, you make all kinds of excuses. The government, Comey went after. If you're with Trump, you make all kinds of excuses for who he is. He's going to clean up America. He's going to make America great. I just don't see it affecting the election.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Ellen and Brian, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for complete coverage of the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.